Welcome to How to War Thunder, the channel that saves you from wasting 300 hours grinding the wrong tech tree. If you're new to War Thunder and can't decide which nation to play, don't worry, we've all been there staring at the tech tree like it's a history test you did not study for. So today we're breaking down every single nation. Their playstyle, strengths, weaknesses, and most importantly, how painful their grind is. Whether you want to be the armor god, the sneaky flanker, or that one tap and leave sniper, by the end of this, you'll know exactly where to start. Let's dive in, starting with the good old stars and stripes. America is the jack of all trades, and honestly, that's both a blessing and a curse. Early ranks, you'll get solid tanks like the M4 Shermans, decent armor, good guns, and mobility that will make you want to uninstall. But as you move up, you'll realize the US doesn't specialize in anything. They're just pretty good at everything. By mid-tier, the M18 Hellcat shows up like it's on a caffeine overdose. Lightning fast, zero armor, but if you like ambushing enemies and disappearing before they realize what happened, this is your tank. High tier, you got the Abrams line. Great mobility, strong guns, and a reload so fast it will make Soviet tank crews cry. The only issue, the armor is about as effective as emotional support in a War Thunder match. As for the grind difficulty is medium. It is not hard to grind the American tech tree, but it is also hard at the same time because some newer players try to gravitate towards the Shermans because they think they're cool, and because they were good during World War II, they think it will be amazing at the start of the game. This nation is best for the players that like balance, speed, and versatility compared to most. And it's worse for people who expect their armor to actually work. Germany, where precision engineering meets crippling repair costs. Early on, the Panzer IIIs and IVs are great learning tools. They teach you angling, positioning, and why you should never sit still. Then you hit mid-tier, and welcome to Tiger Town. The Tiger 1, big, boxy, and beautiful, will make you feel like a king right up until a T-34 reminds you that side armor exists. The Tiger 2, even better gun and somehow even more attention-grabbing for every cast player within a 10-mile radius. German tanks hit hard and have fantastic guns, but the armor only works if you play smart. You get punished for mistakes. Fast. High-tier Leopards, basically sports cars with cannons. No armor, insane mobility, and accurate guns that make long-range sniping addicting. Now for the grind difficulty. It's medium to high, just because I have been grinding Germany for around 200 plus hours right now, and I am currently at 9.3. It's best for players who value precision, accuracy, and speed over much of anything else. But it's worse for anyone allergic to dying after one bad angle. Yes, the motherland, where balance is a myth and armor is powered by vodka and plot armor. The Soviet tree is built for aggression. Early tanks, T-26s and BT-7s fly across the map faster than most wheeled vehicles. Then you hit the T-34, and that's when War Thunder clicks. Sloped armor, great mobility, good gun. It's the definition of balanced, except it's secretly busted. By mid-tier, the IS series comes in. IS-1, IS-2. Big armor, big gun, big explosion when you get hit by 50 cals through the turret ring. But still, the IS-2's 122mm cannon is pure satisfaction. One shot, one kill, one smug smile. High tier, T-72s and T-80s, thick armor, hard-hitting guns, and armor composites that sometimes make you borderline invincible, unless an American spams Heat FS. Now for the grind difficulty. It is low to medium. Pretty much brain-dead easy to play and grind because of just the amount of armor you have on most tanks. And most of them have enough speed to rival even a NASCAR. And I'm saying that sarcastically, but you can't tell because I'm having to be professional. It's best for aggressive players who like to push and brawl, but worst for snipers or anyone who thinks flanking is a war crime. Now let's talk about the British. If you like discipline, armor angling, and guns that scream quote-unquote precision, then welcome to the Gentleman's Club of Tank Warfare. Early tanks, you get cruisers, awkward, fast, and armed with pea shooters that couldn't dent a soda can if you hit it twice. But keep going, once you unlock the Churchills, Cromwells, and others, it starts to make sense. British tanks are all about gun depression and accuracy. You sit on a hill, aim down your sights at enemies, and delete them politely. The Centurions, chef's kiss, mwah. Fantastic guns, decent mobility, and good stabilizers. True mid-tier monsters. Then you reach the Chieftain and Challenger line. Amazing guns, solid armor, depending on how much the game loves you that day, and a playstyle built around long-range duels. Grind difficulty, medium to high. Painful early, rewarding later, just because of how shit the rounds are early on. Best for snipers and defensive players, and it's worst for anyone expecting speed or close quarters fun. Japan is unique. If you like light tanks that move like sports bikes and armor that is purely decorative, this is your treat. Early Japanese tanks are basically World War II cosplay. Lightly armored, small caliber guns, and you'll explode if someone looks at you too hard. But mobility? Beautiful. You'll flank enemies so fast they'll wonder if you teleported. Mid-tier. Brings in the Type 61. Great gun, no armor. Then the Type 74. Think Leopard, but Japanese. With a laser beam cannon and an identity crisis. And the top tier? T90 and Type 10? Fast, accurate, sleek, absolute killers if you play smart. But one mistake and it's back to the hangar screen before you can say Banzai! The grind difficulty is extremely high, just because of the amount of torture you will go through start grinding these tanks. Best for experienced players who love flanking and precision, but it's worst for anyone who values survival. China. The tech tree that makes you say, wait, haven't I played this before? China is basically a mix of the US, Soviet, and German vehicles. Like someone raided everyone else's garage and called it a collection. But don't underestimate it. That combination actually works. You get Shermans, T-34s, and IS-2s all in one tree. It's like a buffet of destruction, and at higher tiers you get unique tanks like the ZTZ-90I. Great armor, strong gun, and insane acceleration. If you already know other nations, China feels comfortable. But if you're brand new, it may feel confusing because you're playing multiple playstyles at once. The grind difficulty is medium, but it's also a little low at the same time because of how short the tech tree is. Best for players who like variety and familiar tanks. People who crave originality or a single playstyle, yeah, this nation's not the one for you. Italy is what happens when you take a Ferrari and strap a cannon to it with no armor. Early on, the Italians are rough. You've got thin armor, small guns, and mobility that's sometimes better in reverse than forward. But once you hit the wheeled vehicles, oh boy. The R3T20, the terror of low-tier matches. It's small, it's fast, and it shoots like an angry espresso machine. High-tier Italy, some of the fastest tanks in the game. You can outflank, outspot, and outmaneuver everyone. Just don't get hit. Like, ever. The aircraft line is also surprisingly strong, especially in combined battles. The grind difficulty is medium-high. Just because of how, one, underrated it is, and two, how long the tech tree is. It's best for flankers and fast reaction players, meaning you have to have a fast reaction time to actually make this tech tree work. And it's worst for those who expect their armor to save them from anything, because Italy has no armor. France is like fine wine. Starts off rough, but gets better the more you suffer. Early ranks are
painful. No armor, odd guns, and reload times that make you question your life choices. But mid-tier introduces autoloaders, and suddenly, it's party time. AMX-13, tiny, mobile, and can dump a full clip of shells into your enemy before they can blink. At high tier, the Leclerc line is chef's kiss. Amazing mobility, great reload, solid armor, and one of the best stabilized guns in the game. Grind difficulty. High early, smooth later. Just because of how shit the guns are at rank 1 and 2. Best for players who like speed, ambush tactics, and autoloaders. And it's worst for anyone expecting comfort in rank 1 and 2. Finally, we got Sweden, the IKEA of tanks. Modular, functional, and surprisingly deadly. Early ranks, you got quirky little designs that feel weird, but hit hard. By mid-tier, the SUV 103 appears, a tank destroyer that can only aim by tilting its hull. So, it's weird, but it's genius. High-tier Sweden, though, absolute monsters. The CV90 and STRV 122 lines combine great armor and insane gun handling, and mobility that rivals NATO tanks. Plus, they have some of the best thermals in the game. A sniper's paradise. The grind difficulty is medium, just because of how long the tech tree is, but it is fairly easy to grind just because of the rounds that Sweden gets access to. It's best for tactical players who like versatility and unique mechanics, but it's worst for people who hate the learning curve of the vehicles in Sweden. So which nation should you play? If you want balance and speed, go America. Big guns and accuracy, Germany. Aggression and armor, Russia. Patience and precision, Britain. Speed and stealth, Japan or Italy. Variety, China. Weird but rewarding, France. And if you want something fresh and tactical, Sweden's your jam. At the end of the day, every nation has its strengths, but it depends on how you want to fight. Pick your playstyle, grab your crew, and I'll see you out there on the battlefield. This is How to War Thunder, helping you play smarter, not harder.